I am here for our weekly video. We have not done one of these forever, an allergy adventure video. And I wanted to talk to two of our awesome RV camping girls because I did this once last summer and it wasn't very easy, I'm going to say, because we rented it and I had to like basically pack my house and haul it to another state. And these girls both said, "Oh, Jamie, you just need your own camper. It's so much easier." So for the first time ever, we have two mamas on for our allergy adventure video. We got Lindsay in the
Hello.
house, looking mighty patriotic today. Well, you're in Oklahoma?
Yes, Edmond, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. I was in that musical. Thank you, thank you. And we have Liz in my neighbor state, Missouri.
Hello.
Not to be confused with misery. We just say that as a joke, but I know it's not misery in Missouri. It's a good state. So we love Missouri. We love Liz and we love Lindsay. Ooh, those are two names that sound similar. All right, girls. I'm so excited to have two people on because I want you guys to do more talking than I do. Lindsay, you reminded me that we usually go over what our allergies are before we get started. So when we're trying to inspire moms to take adventures, a lot of times they think, well, I have too many allergies or we're dealing with way more than most people. So we do like to inspire people and encourage by saying what exactly we are managing. So Lindsay, you want to start since you reminded me to ask the question?
Sure. So we have Waylon, my 6-year-old, and he's anna to milk and eggs. And that's enough for us.
Yeah, that's enough. It is hard to do eggs. We've outgrown egg for so long, but it can be a tricky one. I'm glad most of our recipes are still egg free for you. Deep down in my heart, I want to help those mamas who are still dealing with that too. A lot of time egg goes with milk. Environmental or anything like that?
No, I mean dog and cat, but
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very good. Liz, do you have a longer list?
I do. So I have my 8-year-old and he is allergic to milk and peanuts and walnuts. And then I have my 6-year-old and he's allergic to cashews and pistachios. We also do environmental allergy shots because, as I mentioned, we are pretty much allergic to the state of Missouri and everything that grows here. So we are a little over a year into allergy shots, but we are still weekly in my 8-year-old just due to some complications and taking it slow that we've gone with him. And then my 6-year-old gets to space his out to every 3 weeks now. So we're making progress, but we're not quite there yet.
And Liz, you are always one of the rock star moms I see commenting on things in our group. I mean, you are managing multiple kiddos, multiple allergies, and desensitizing multiple too.
We have. So we have gone through oral immunotherapy for peanuts and walnuts in my 8-year-old. And then we have climbed the milk ladder. So it has taken us 3 years, but we have gotten to where yesterday he drank 45 mLs of raw milk. And then we do cheese one day, we can do ice cream one day, something so that there's some milk product in him every day, but it's not always raw milk or ice cream or anything like that. So he's done that. And then my 6-year-old has done OIT for cashews.
So you are so organized and diligent to do all that at once. I just give you so many props. You're such a great mom.
Thank you.
And such an inspiration to our other moms, because if you can do all that with multiple, you make it look really easy to just manage singles cases. So is awesome.
It's been an adventure.
It has. And sometimes you take a step back and then
we do. And you
take one back. So I'm always cheering you on and giving you a virtual hug when you have to go back a little bit. So the goal, but go ahead.
It's interesting with the two children because my milk son, he also has asthma. So he deals with a whole different set of issues. And I know they say desensitizing is so specific to the child and stuff, but it's interesting to see it is so specific. You know, my one child has so many problems, and then my other child has kind of sailed through it.
Yeah.
If I could say that, but yeah, so it's very interesting to see both sides of the coin.
Definitely, definitely. All right, well, let's talk about adventures, girls. You guys do RV camping. Am I calling it the right thing? RV camping?
Yeah,
Well,
we just call it a camper trailer.
Camping trailers?
Yeah.
Okay.
RV is one that you drive.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that. Okay, so camper trailers, and you own your own.
Yes.
Yeah.
How long have you guys had them for?
So we bought our first one I was pregnant with our 8-year-old. So 2012. And
Wow.
then we just upgraded and traded that one in and bought our current camper last June. So we've had it for almost a year.
So like 10 years you've been doing this.
We have.
Sweet. And when people upgrade, that's always a good sign, because that makes me think they loved it so much that they spent more money getting something better too.
We do love it. You know, our biggest upgrade that we found was we got the current one. It has a bunk room in the back. Mm-hmm. So we had bunk beds for the 2 kids, but then when number 3 came along, we would put him on the dinette at night. Mm-hmm. But then you're with little kids, they're eating at the table if it's raining outside or something. So the dinette was constantly up and down and making the bed and taking the bed apart. And so we went with a bunk room where you can keep them all in there at night and close the door, and beds can just stay up, and it works out really great.
Excellent. Lindsay, how long have you been doing it?
My whole life, my family has been camping, like growing up. But Scott and I just bought our camper in 2019.
Okay. I just have to ask, is it really less work when you already have one ready to go than what I did with like renting one? Right?
I think so.
Do you keep like double supplies in it? Like it's already got all the cooking and the bedding and all that stuff, instead of having to fix it every time you want to go somewhere?
Yeah,
we do.
Right. I know.
Sweet.
Our neighbors rented an RV. She's got 5 boys and she homeschools them. And they rented an RV last summer for a week. And I mean, just before they left, like they got it the day before they left, and they like cleaned it top to bottom, you know?
Yeah, it was nasty. It took me a day just to get over the nastiness, like acclimate to the dirtiness that wasn't mine. It was rough. Jeff was like, oh no, I don't know if you're going to last, Jamie. And it was like 2 nights. So an RV, you actually drive it, and then you guys have camper trailers that you hook onto like a big truck or something that will pull them.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I always think that's a better idea, because when you get there, you can still drive where you need to go to, i.e., get groceries that are allergy friendly, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I asked you guys for your best tips, but I literally told you that an hour before we started. So I don't know if you have an extensive list for us or not, but do you have some tips just to throw out at us? We always love tips.
So my biggest one is getting a book like this, if you're going to be doing it a lot, or even if you're not. I mean, I don't know, but we get to write down where we go. It's got a spot, like you write down what the weather was, your camping site, whether it's got full hookup or, you know, certain hookups. You know, sometimes the full hookup is where you can go to the restroom and it goes into the ground, kind of, or the dump station, whether you had internet service, cell phone service, amenities. We don't really like to use our shower in our camper. That's just a personal preference. Mm-hmm. And so if we go to a bathhouse, sometimes you have to use quarters to run the water. So it's just a great place to make your notes.
So it's like a journal, but then it also is, if you go back, then you'll know what to expect and to be ready for.
Right.
Very cool. 2-in-1 deal. Do you use one of those, Liz?
So ours isn't quite as fancy. Ours is just a notebook. But we have, like, we mark down, what site we were at. And then we kind of scope out if our site was only okay, we kind of scope out, hey, this would be the better site for next year when we're booking. We try and go through the last 2 years. We have tried to book all of our camping. So like we have our camping from April till our last camping trip is Halloween booked out. Because we found a couple of years we didn't use it as much because we kind of just tried to book as we went, and then life gets busy and your kids have activities or something like that. So it's kind of burned us a little bit, but we because of course all the kids are everything's scheduled at the same time, but we just kind of decided, hey, this is family time, it's important to us. You're going to miss, unfortunately, whatever sports event, and we're making memories on the side as well. So so that's how we do it. One of my I have a couple tips. So one is specifically relating to food allergies, and it's that we don't try new foods. So when I'm packing the trailer, we only take products and foods that we know and love, recipes that we know, recipes that we eat at home, that we've modified for camping, but that we know are safe for us and that we've tried many, many times at home. So that's
my rule with vacation in general too. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good one.
And I might have actually even learned it from you years and years ago because we don't try new things. We don't get adventurous when it comes to camping and being away from home.
It just takes a whole load off, right? You can spend your time exploring and having adventures, and you can just let food be you never want to just have it be autopilot, but it does take so much load off to just not have that be something that you're constantly thinking about. So yeah, that we love that tip. Do you do the same thing, Lindsay?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And and along those same lines, go ahead.
No, go ahead, hun.
Oh, I was gonna say along those same lines, the last couple of years we have had like group campouts where we go with friends. So there'll be like 4 or 5 different families. And the other thing that I always do with that, we usually do like on a Saturday evening, everybody brings a side dish and somebody brings the main dish and we do a big group family eat. But I do not let my food allergy children don't eat what the group eats. I make sure that they have safe hot dogs or safe burgers or safe chicken or something that I've prepared. And it just takes a little bit of the stress out and they know, mine are getting old enough that they know this is what they're eating. They aren't out there trying other things and stuff. So that I found is a way for us to still be inclusive, but to make sure that they're being safe as well too.
And they're so busy catching bugs and playing in fire. Like I can see a lot of times we think it's about the food and they're just ready to move on. Like their bellies are full. Let's go play.
Yes.
Which is awesome. Any other tips? I have some questions too, if you guys run out of your tips. So,
I have a couple of others too. So we've taken the kids hiking the last couple of times. We've gone out, some last year and this year. So I always take a backpack so that I can throw EpiPens and Auvi-Qs, whatever you use, in there. And I found because it gets so hot and humid in Missouri, so I stick like the ice packs from the lunch boxes, put them in the camper freezer so that I can throw one of those in the insulated bag and throw it all in my backpack. And then we have it there with us all the time so that we're always making sure that we're carrying, and have all the medication and stuff with us.
Yep. The layering effect, like I like to do with the Epis, just towels and ice, and you don't want to freeze the Epi, but you also want to keep it nice and cool. Yep. And in a nice backpack that you're used to being able to hike in and go to the pool in and all that. I've just found that so much easier than having some specialty Epi bag, it seems like, because you also want to carry a snack and you want to carry yo-yos and in Miles' case, a bag of rocks, literally. Like, why are we carrying rocks?
Sawyer collects rocks. You should see the rocks we have collected at every campsite.
Yeah, check that epi bag. They may be carrying around literally a bag of rocks, and you won't.
Yes.
We're all boy moms here, you guys. It's a thing. I'm telling you. I picked it up one day, and I was like, "What? Are you carrying rocks in this?" Actually, yes, you are.
Yes, yes.
What other tips you got, Liz?
So because we are desensitizing, and so we do OIT doses when we are on the road, or camping or wherever we're at. So I make sure that I pre-measure before we leave. So I put, we do peanuts, with dairy-free chocolate because that's what we've always done, and he will do that. But then he drinks walnut milk for his walnut dose, and my 6-year-old drinks cashew milk for his cashew dose. So I pre-measure everybody's, there every day that we're there. So here's one day it's in a little jar, it's labeled with their name and what it is, so that I don't have to be preoccupied and leave room for error. And if I have, he's doing this and this boy's doing this, then I know to just pull it out of the fridge and hand it to him. Or, hand them the bag of peanuts, and stuff, so that we make sure that there's no room for error, when you're out and about. So
that's really
that's
smart. It does take mental awareness when you're dosing every day. Yes. And I can see that because at home you're in your routine. Yes. And you can really get it done. I remember being in that camper and I was just distracted by all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So and it's easy to do. Really, and kids they're running in and out and they're playing, and somebody wants to ride their bike. And then my boys are at different ml amounts. So yes. One gets 1 ml, one gets so many ml. So if yes. I am doing it there, then it's bound to get messed up somehow.
Yes.
So
good one. Awesome.
The other, I have 2 other ones. We always travel, and of course we deal with asthma and environmental allergies. So we always travel with everything. We take the nebulizer machine, we take the inhalers, we take the allergy medicine, we take everything just in case. And I like to say that it's, if I have it, I won't need it. If I don't have it, it'll be the time that I need it. So I like to be over prepared, just in case, and, knock on wood, hopefully, that we don't have to use it. So
I think I learned that from you taking the nebulizer, because yes. The couple times we've needed it, it's been dire sickness. And I think I learned that one from you. Good tip.
Yes.
If you have one.
Yes. So, and then my last one is, and we differ, I differ from Lindsay in this one because I do shower my kids at night afterwards. And I think part of that is the environmental aspect. So with my 8-year-old, when his environmental allergies act up, he is more likely to have a reaction to his OIT dose. So I get the pollen off of him every night. I'm a little bit more lackadaisical with my 11-year-old daughter, who she's passed out of her food allergies and challenged out of them, so she does not have to be quite as strict. But with my 2 boys, I shower them at night so that they are going to bed somewhat clean, and that's either at the bathhouse or, in the trailer, wherever, depending on hookups and things like that. But it gets all of the pollen off of them, the bug spray, the sunscreen, the everything, because his asthma is triggered by environmental allergies too. So I've just found that is the key to our success. It works a lot better for us.
That's a good one. I would have thought when we went camping in a camper that one time that I would have liked having the shower in the camper, and that I would have used that, but I totally liked trekking it over to the bathhouse instead to take showers in like a real shower. So I don't know if they're typically small in the campers, which kids would be better than, we had teens, so we are all huge people. And it was just like, this bathroom is really small. So anyway, vote for the bathhouse here. It was nice being able to take a real hot shower and not worry about running out of a tank of water. I would have emptied it with my curly hair and shampoo and all that jazz. So that makes sense. Lindsay, do you second any of her tips or?
Yes, absolutely. The backpack, hiking. We love to go hiking. So I either carry my Kavu strap backpack, or even the waistbands. I just put the Benadryl and the EpiPen in. And then as far as our meals go, I plan our meals the night before we head out, get it all packed up, you know, in our cooler bags. I know that, I don't know if Liz can hook your camper up at your house and get the refrigerator going before y'all
We
go.
can.
Yeah, we don't have that. Yeah, we don't have that ability here. And so we just put everything in like cooler bags. And the best trick that I've learned is, like, we love grilled Italian chicken. And so I'll go to the store and I'll get my pack of chicken and put it in a Ziploc bag and marinate it in my Italian dressing and olive oil. I get the dry Italian dressing packets, then olive oil, and then I freeze it with marinade in there. And then I kind of leave that as like my ice pack, my other frozen. And then that way, when we get to the camper, you know, even though the freezer is not cold enough, I still put it in the freezer or in the fridge and let it thaw slowly, you know. But yeah, I don't know.
Lindsay, did I see that you do a lot of your cooking before you go? Did I see that once from you?
Yeah, sometimes it depends of the mood that I'm in.
Okay.
Baking, we don't use our oven in our camper. So I've done like blueberry muffins the day before we go, and then the boys will have that for breakfast. But that's really, if it's baked goods, I'll do that, you know, cookies or brownies or something. A lot of times we do go with friends, and fortunately the friends that we go with, they're vegan. And so they don't eat, you know, the dairy and the eggs anyway. And so we can share like breakfast and baked goods with their family. So
that's cool. As far as cooking, girls, a question: do you do a lot of your cooking outside if you can? Because when we were in this camper, it was really annoying cooking in that small kitchen. Are all the kitchens small, or is like cooking outside just part of the experience? And how do you do that safely with food allergies? Like, we brought our own cast iron skillet. Like, literally Jeff cooked everything outside unless I could like put on a little pot of like green beans or something on the stove. Is that normal, or were we way off base?
No, I would say, so we cook, I'm going to say probably 95% of stuff outdoors. And I'm with Lindsay. We don't use the oven in our camping trailer very often. They don't work great, in my opinion. It takes forever for them to cook. So we haul a grill. We pack a grill with us when we go. And fortunately, the new camper that we bought, it has an outdoor kitchen. So we can set the grill right up there. It opens up on the side. It's got a little refrigerator, and then it's got like a little hot 2-burner thing out there. So if we're doing something like couscous or rice or something like that, we'll throw it on the burners out there. But we do not use the grills that are over the fire pits at camping sites. We just have never felt comfortable doing that. So we pack our grill, and everything usually gets cooked on there. And then going with what Lindsay said, all of our baking, like I do all of our baking, I make muffins and granola bars or whatever it is before, because you guys know how much kids like to snack. So I found if we have that stuff available and it's already made, and we take some prepackaged stuff that, brands that we know and love. But, the majority of any baking that I do to take along food is all done at home beforehand.
Good. Because I can see people thinking, oh, and a camper and a kitchen, and I can just cook inside. But yeah, you guys, we're all on the same page. Like, we would just rather be riding bikes, hiking.
Yes.
So cutting as much kitchen work as you can ahead of time seems really helpful. I'm glad, because Jeff got so sick of cooking, and we were pretty prepared too. We did use the fire thing at the place, but like I said, we had our own cast iron skillet, so we were never cooking on their surfaces. We were cooking on our pan. So, but I do know it's hard to regulate those fires and stuff too. You kind of have to be like halfway Bear Grylls or whatever, Bear Grylls to do that. So Yeah, having your own grill. Do you take your own grill, Lindsay?
We do. We have one of those
Yeah.
tabletop type smokeless grills.
Yeah.
But that's the first thing that Scott does when we hook up is he puts out his outside table and grill. But he loves cooking. He loves grilling. He loves it.
At least somebody has to at the camping trip, you know, or
Yeah,
else you'll
that's
starve.
Yeah. That's kind of our deal is he cooks and I do the cleanup. So
that was our deal too. Liz, is that your deal too?
Yeah, we're very similar. I probably I love camping because I don't make lunches. I don't make dinners. Occasionally breakfast is on me, but we try and keep breakfast simple too, and things. But
honestly, if there's a good time for Pop-Tarts, the camper is
camping.
Time, right?
My children love to go camping because Pop-Tarts were for, we used to eat Pop-Tarts in the allergist's office before our OIT up doses. So Pop-Tarts are for allergist visits and camping. Those are, and they love it. They love it.
Absolutely. Thank goodness we have some dairy-free flavors. All right. I have a couple of questions, unless Lindsay had more tips. I just thought of a few questions while you girls were talking. Linz?
No, as far as linens go, after each trip, we pull them, we wash them, and then, those plastic zip things that you get with the bed in the bags.
Yeah.
I save those.
Oh.
That's what all of our clean linens go into because it's pretty much airtight, and nothing can get in it. And I just pack them away and keep them in the camper for the next time. So.
That's a great idea. Now I need to go buy some bedding just to have the bags.
They're useful.
I bet someplace like an organizing store or something would have those too, if you really want to buy the bags, but you're super resourceful.
Well, even the Ziploc bags that you can vacuum seal.
I was just going to say those too.
Yeah.
Good. Oh man, that's the stuff that gives me the heebie-jeebies though, like bugs and stuff. So I was going to ask you guys about that. All right. Looks like we have about 10 minutes left. So is it okay if I ask you guys a couple questions, like rapid fire? Yeah. Okay.
For sure.
So how about the bugs? Like bug spray, Graham reacts really bad to bug bites. He doesn't have the food allergies, but he can get bit by one thing and we are calling the doctor because it's so concerning looking. Do you guys have any issues with the bugs? Just, I need to know.
So we take bug spray, and then along my lines of taking the nebulizer and everything, we take Cetaphil and Eucerin so that we can, if we get bit, we can wash, we can apply Benadryl ointment or whatever. So we take everything, and I do not let them outside without bug spray on.
Okay.
I second that.
Yeah. Okay. Bug spray. And hats, right?
Hats.
Sun hats.
Yes.
Sun hats, yeah.
I'm a hat lady.
I started making my bug spray with essential oils, like the witch hazel. I love it. And that, I keep it by our first aid kit. Our first aid kit's always good to go. It also has the Eucerin and CeraVe sunscreen in it. I only like CeraVe sunscreen. And Eucerin and then the Afterbite Benadryl sticks.
Yes. You just want to be comfortable if those things happen and you're sensitive and react easily. How many days do you guys typically go at a time?
For us, it's usually a long weekend, 3-day weekends or
So we're usually the same. Sometimes we'll book a Thursday night to Sunday if my husband can take the day off. But we are in a week and a half, we're leaving for 10 days in the camper trailer.
Oh my gosh, Liz, you're going to have to come back and do an adventure of a 10-day camper trip. Yes, where are you going?
Yes, we're going to Colorado. So we thought with everything crazy going on, we are not going to mess with renting a house or a cabin, or we are just going to load the trailer up and take it on an adventure.
That's what we're talking about. I can't wait to hear how that goes. I was going to ask that. Now, when you guys are going on these camper trips, are you seeking out campsite kind of and camping kind of things? Or is this something where you would go to Disney, but stay in your camper, or go to like vacation spots, the beach, but stay in your camper? Or is this more like we like camping and we're staying at camping sites? Or is this like, this is the way we vacation no matter what we do? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So last year, especially with the health pandemic, we did not vacation anywhere else. We
Mhm.
just made sure to camp a lot.
Same here.
I have not camped on the beach, but I have heard that there are a lot of great sites along the beaches to book. So that is on our bucket list, but we have not done. We took the trailer to Colorado when we just had one child so many years ago, the first year we bought it, but this will be the longest, when we go travel. But I think we'd like to get to where we can do that more often because it's so convenient to have it.
Yeah. Very good. Lindsay, are you camping or mostly doing the camping stuff? Or are you vacationing too?
We do both, but definitely during the pandemic, it was just camping. If we lived closer to Disney, we would definitely go camp. I grew up doing that. We've done the beach camping in Charleston, lots of fun. Now, there's different types of campgrounds too. You've got your state parks.
Mhm.
Here down right down the road from us, there's it's on a lake, but that's all there is to do is just the lake. We've been to like campgrounds where there's bowling alleys and water parks, the whole nine. I like them all. I mean, but yeah, we do both. If cruising was open right now, we'd still go cruising.
What's that mean? Oh, cruising. Cruise boats.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, the one that we stayed at when we rented it had like a really nice pool that everybody at the camp, like really nice pool. And then horseback riding and things like that.
Mm.
So, there were things for the kids to do too, besides play with sticks in the fire.
Yeah.
Which is always good too.
It is, yeah.
Let's see, how many days? Bug spray. I needed to know about the bug spray for sure. And how long you guys are gone. I think that's the most of my questions. Which one? Well, here we go. Which one has been your favorite so far? Like, what was it? What kind of place did you go to that was your favorite?
So our favorite campsite that we have been to, we've gone the last 2 years, is Buffalo Point, Arkansas.
Mm.
So it is right along the Buffalo River. It is gorgeous. It is by far our favorite. We went last year for Halloween with friends because we were skipping the whole COVID trick-or-treating aspect. And Halloween's such a hard time with food allergies anyways. So, and we had so much fun camping for Halloween that we are going back this year for Halloween. We carved pumpkins, we played outdoors. We were just there last weekend or 2 weekends ago. And just being there at the different time of year, there was more floaters on the river and, different things to see and stuff. So that by far is our favorite. You can go right down to the river and play in the water. The kids can play in the water and the bluffs, and it's really nice.
That sounds fun. Lindsay, do you have a favorite?
Here in Oklahoma, there's a Marvel campground, and it's right on the Illinois River. There's still lots of things to do for the kids. There's putt and a little kids palace where they can tie-dye t-shirts and do woodworking and that kind of thing. But then being on the river right there, I like to fish and I love to catch crawdads and stuff like that with the boys. So that's probably one of my favorite. And they have cabins there that you can rent also. Mm-hmm. It was just very family friendly.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then back in Charleston, there was a place called Carolina Pines that the boys really liked. Lots of kids, water park, bowling alley, basketball courts, and that kind of thing. And they still had fishing. So
that is super fun. Why do I keep on forgetting what my questions are? You guys get me all excited in my brain and then I lose it. Gosh, I can't think of anything else. Do you guys have anything else to add?
I think just if you have the opportunity and you enjoy being outdoors, don't let your food allergies hold you back with some organization, some planning, some prep work. You can go and not have it be stressful, you know, just get out there and have fun and an adventure, and their memories, you know, like Lindsay said, she grew up camping. It's memories that she has growing up, I'm sure, and memories that we're making for our own kids. So, you know, and then it takes, you know, sometimes I feel like we focus so much on, you know, what we have to do with desensitizing and food allergies and being safe and this and that. And so I feel like it's letting them get out and be kids and sit out and enjoy the outdoors and slow down and unwind and
I
just
agree
enjoy
with that. Totally.
That is so good. I mean, that's why we do this, is to encourage people that they can do these things despite their food allergies. And I love that. One more question. What do you think your ratio of like work to like prepare and while you're there? I guess more like the work when we were there, like at what % are you kind of like cooking, cleaning, blah, blah, blah. And then what % are you like having fun and relaxing? I'm guessing that the fun and relaxing outweighs the work that it takes to camp. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't be doing it. So can you give us a quick synopsis of just like, it's worth the work is what I'm kind of getting at, right?
It's definitely worth the work. I think the more prep you do up front, and we simplify. So we use paper plates and plastic silverware. So you're not spending a ton of time doing a million dishes and things. So
that's a good one. That's a good one.
And you
Lindsay?
just get used to the routine. I mean, Scott's got it down to where he can back the trailer up and set everything up in like 10 minutes. I mean, it's just insane. So it becomes
You're
second
right. I
nature
bet you just
almost.
get your own routine with the
Sure.
camper life for sure. And that's why it would be nice to have one, because then you can just keep practicing. I mean, like we say with allergies, just keep doing it, keep practicing, and it'll get
you find
better
what
and better.
works for you.
Yeah.